Hi guys, this is BISHOYI and you're watching me on my channel Passionate World. If you are watching our video for the first time and have not subscribed our channel, do subscribe our channel and press the bell icon. Whenever we will upload a video, you will get the notification. Friends, before starting our today's important discussion, let's have a quick recap what we studied in the last video of Brexit. It will be a quick revision for you guys. We will discuss the pros and cons. Do you remember I have given you a tip BCFJMSST, that is B for business, C for consumer, F for foreign affairs, T BCFJ, J is for jobs, then MSST, M stands for money, S stands for sovereignty, then S stands for security, and last T for trade. B in pro side, it was having free relationship, means Britain's businesses were easily able to do business with other parts of European countries. But the other side is the European bureaucracy was total inflexible, and the Britain's small businesses were suffering a lot. The second side of pro is C, that is consumers. Britain's consumers were beneficial by getting the cheapest items from the European market, but other side Britain's same consumers had to pay EU VAT as well as agricultural subsidies, which were pinching their pocket. Then F is foreign trade. Foreign trade, Britain was having easy foreign trade access with other foreign affairs. They were influencing 500 million people's community representative. But the other side is Britain was not having a single seat in WTO because they were a part of EU. Then J is jobs. Britain were losing jobs in nursing as well as manufacturing sector, but the other side is having a direct trade deal with other countries, and selective immigration could help Britain's job market. FJ. Then M stands for money. In money we have seen that the Europe's money was getting invested in the British market, was beneficial to Britain, but the other side is Britain had to give maximum contribution as a membership fees of the EU. That was the problem for the Britain. Then sovereignty. Britain had categorically seen that it was keeping its sovereignty even in EU, that is having its pound sterling, going away from some of the policies of Schengen area and immigration policies of the EU. But the other side is, if Britain, after getting its complete sovereignty, it will have its good and effective decision making in its thing. Then as security, the global terrorism and cross-border terrorism, Britain could have achieved by staying in EU. But the other side is, after getting away from EU, they can close its borders and they can better manage the security apparatus in their own backyard. The trade as happening in Britain was having easy goods, services as well as people crossing to EU. But the other side is, after going away from EU, the Britain can have direct trade deals with major economies like Japan, India and United States. I hope that part of discussion is totally clear to you. And on 31st January 11 PM GMT time, the Britain has walked out of EU, and they are still a part of customs union and single market, but they are not part of any political institution so far. So now moving to our discussion today we will do a very important discussion of Odisha Civil Service main examination, that is Kalinga War. Kalinga War is a very important part of your syllabus, and if you are not thorough, we will clarify with certain tips which you can easily memorize how the Kalinga War happened and what were the exact causes as well as reasons. Let's start discussion today. Ashoka's Kalinga War. Kalinga War occurred in 261 BC, 8 years after the coronation of Ashoka. Means it happened in 261 BC, but it happened after 8 years of coronation of Ashoka. Kalinga War, mentioned in the Rock Edict 13, found at Shahbazgarh in Pakistan. It is so far away from Odisha, and it is mentioned in Shahbazgarh in Pakistan. Then, what were the causes or the reasons of Kalinga War? It can be a 5-marker question in general studies. So let's start discussing commercial cause. First cause is the commercial cause. What is the commercial cause? In commerce, Kalinga was a great rival of Magadha. Kalinga was a rival of Magadha. Important trade routes from Gangetic Valley to the Deccan and further down south passed through Kalinga, facilitating trade and commerce. Though Kalinga had foreign relations and huge internal resources, it suffered from the commercial crisis due to the lack of trade routes. Due to the lack of trade routes, it was lacking the thing which is required to do its commerce. That is the reason why Ashoka decided to conquer Kalinga. The existence of flourishing Kalinga with her trade and commerce was adversely affecting the economy of Mauryan Empire. Because Kalinga was situated in the eastern coast of India, they were having good commercial relationship with outside world, and that was the eyesore of Magadhan king. That is the reason why Ashoka decided to conquer Kalinga to capture that trade routes. Then, economic cause. What is the economic cause? Some economic factors created rivalry between Kalinga and Magadha. What were the economic factors? Kalinga monopolized overseas trade in the Indian Ocean and gained vast wealth. As I said that it also having monopolized, Kalinga was having monopoly in the trade routes and gained vast wealth. Her wealth also increased from inland trade, though the Mauryans had foreign relations with the contemporary Hellenistic powers. They hadn't maintained commercial relationship. Though Magadha was having other kind of a relationship with the Hellenistic powers, but they were not having commercial relationship with them. It may be pointed out that the Mauryas by that time had not built up a naval power, and the Navadaksha mentioned under Kautilya in his Arthashastra was in charge of policing the rivers, lakes, seashores rather than building ships for maritime trades. Very important point. Means though Magadha was having Hellenistic relationship with the other side, but they were not having commercial relationship, and the Navadaksha mentioned in Arthashastra, Kautilya, that was only for maintaining the rivers, lakes and seashores. Maintaining rivers, lakes and seashores. They had nothing to do with any kind of a maritime power, building any ships or maritime power. So, economic prosperity of Kalinga became high source for the Magadha. Economic prosperity of Kalinga became again the eyesore of Magadha. Jewel stealing by the Nagas. Jewel stealing by the Nagas. It is another concept which is being developed. As per the description of Lama Tarnath, the Tibetan author, the Nagas stole away the jewels of Ashoka. As per Lama Tarnath, the Nagas of Kalinga stole the jewels by Ashoka. And that is the reason why Ashoka decided to teach them a lesson and attack their territory and conquer it. Chronology, there is another historian, P.H. Egermont. P.H. Egermont, in his book, The Chronology of the Reign of Ashoka. The Chronology of the Reign of Ashoka, do remember this book. Maurya identifies the Nagas with the seafaring people of Kalinga. Who were the Nagas who stole? Those were the same seafaring people of Kalinga. But there is no corroborative evidence to this fact. There is no corroborative evidence to this fact. Now moving to the other three causes and reasons for Kalinga War. Now moving to the other three factors or causes of Kalinga War, that is legend of Korvaki. Many of you might have seen the movie Ashoka of Shahrukh Khan and Kareena Kapoor. So this particular theory is a total different kind of a theory. In this, a strange anecdote regarding the cause of Kalinga War prevails among the fishermen community of the eastern coast. In the eastern coast fishermen community, there is a other fact which is prevailing regarding the Kalinga War of Odisha. According to Ashoka, invaded Kalinga being infatuated by the beauty of Korvaki. Ashoka was infatuated by the beauty of Korvaki, and that is the reason why he invaded. But who was Korvaki? Korvaki was a daughter of a fisherman and the fiancée of the crown prince of Kalinga. Korvaki was the daughter of a fisherman as well as the fiancée of the crown prince of Kalinga. From Queen's edict, it is known that Ashoka had a queen named Korvaki. From the Queen's edict, it is mentioned in the Queen's edict that Ashoka had a queen named Korvaki, the mother of Tivara. The mother of Ashoka had a son named Tivara, and Korvaki was the mother of Tivara. Then coming to the next cause, that is political cause. What is the political cause? The Magadhan Empire during Ashoka had surrounded Kalinga in north, west and south. From the north, from the west and from the south. Only east portion was there, that is the Bay of Bengal. So from three sides, Magadhan Empire was surrounded the Kalinga. Then what happened? The existence of Kalinga on the border of Magadha was a threat to the power and potentiality of the latter. They were always thinking that Kalinga will conspire with the Cholan king and to attack Magadha. Professor D.R. Bhandarkar, remember his name, rightly observed that Kalinga might at any time conspire with the Cholan kingdom of the south to fight against Magadha. Thus, Kalinga definitely posed a threat to the Grand Magadhan Empire. Kalinga posed a threat to the Grand Magadhan Empire. Before Kalinga rose to that extent, Ashoka wanted to crush it. Ashoka wanted to crush it before Kalinga will attack Magadha. Then, another factor, that is religious factor. Religion was a potential factor for Ashoka's Kalingan invasion. Before Kalinga War, Ashoka was a devout Saiva. He was a devotee of Lord Shiva. That is why he was called as Saiva. Buddhism was prevailing in Kalinga. Ashoka might have decided to wage a holy war against Kalinga to teach Buddhist lesson. In this theory, Ashoka wanted to invade Kalinga to teach all these Buddhist people a lesson. That was the another factor. So these were the 6 factors, and if you want to remember, I have discovered a tip, that is CEJLPR. Commercial factor, E for economic factor, then jewels stealing by Nagas, then L is the legend of Korvaki, T is for potential political factor, and R is for religious factor. You remember CEJLPR, you remember the factors responsible for Kalinga War. Then, what was the impact of Kalinga War? Kalinga War on Ashoka, Rock Edict 13 describes horror of Kalinga War. War brought a great transformation in the mind of Ashoka. He was changed from Chandashoka to Dharmashoka, with a vow to conquer the mankind by conquering the heart of the people and not to win over them by war. After Kalinga war, Ashoka decided that no more war to conquer land. He wanted to conquer the hearts of the people by being a good, a benevolent king. He wanted to be a benevolent king. Then Ashoka was converted to Buddhism either by Upagupta. Upagupta was a Buddhist monk. Second is Nikrodha. Nikrodha was a son of Sumana, who Ashoka killed, and or Moggalliputta-Tissa, the president of the third Buddhist council, or the Moggalliputta-Tissa. You remember Moggalliputta-Tissa is the president of third Buddhist council. Later Ashoka helped to spread Buddhism. And I hope you like today's video. It is very, very important. If you have not subscribed our channel, do subscribe our channel and press the bell icon. Whenever we will upload a video, you will get the notification. And do give me a thumbs up. It is very important part of discussion for civil services main preparation. Thank you very much.